If you're an admitted bandwagon NFL fan, you just gotta know when to jump on and when to jump off.
You know Josh Allen, you know the organization. Is it time to get off the Bills bandwagon?
So with the new NFL season just ahead of us, we present 5 NFL bandwagons to hop on for 2024 and 5 to jump off of ASAP. Jump on, Chicago Bears. Allow us to start with the obvious. Since their trip to Super Bowl 41 in the 2006 season, the Bears have been mostly irrelevant and mired in mediocrity. They've only made the postseason 3 times since 2007, with 1 playoff victory to show for it. But we promise that things will be better in Chicago here in 2024. And if you're new to this NFL fanship thing, well, the Bears are the perfect bandwagon to hop on. They drafted one of the best quarterback prospects ever in USC's Caleb Williams with the number 1 selection. Chicago GM Ryan Poles made sure to put him in the best position to succeed right away, acquiring Pro Bowl wide receiver Keenan Allen and star running back DeAndre Swift before using their other first-round pick on Washington wide receiver Rome Odunze. Going DJ Moore and Khalil Herbert, and Williams is well positioned to produce immediately. The defense should improve following Jalen Johnson's career year. Not to mention star pass rusher Montez Sweat will be around for an entire year now after coming over in a mid-season trade. Even if Williams endures his fair share of growing pains, that doesn't mean you should be timid of the Bears bandwagon. This team has loaded up and will be a perennial Super Bowl contender. So go buy your Bears merchandise before that bandwagon fills up. Jump off, Buffalo Bills. The Bills were a fun team to bandwagon jump during their gradual rise to AFC heavyweight in 2019 and 2020. But if you're the type of fan who only cheers for a team because they're in the championship race, I think it's better to jump off the Bills bandwagon before you're exposed as a bandwagoner. Josh Allen remains one of the best quarterbacks in the game, but he lost his 2 top wideouts this offseason in Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. Buffalo also parted ways with center Mitch Morse and defensive backs Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, and Tre'Davious White in cap-saving moves. Even if they kept this core from last year together, it's the Bills. They have continuously underachieved in the postseason, with their last 3 playoff eliminations all coming in the divisional round. Buffalo was once a feel-good story and an easy team to root for. Few fan bases in sports are rowdier than Bills Mafia too, so it's obviously exciting to be on the same side as them. But this team isn't deep nor talented enough to break through in the AFC after losing so many big-name stars this offseason. And most of Buffalo's main rivals in the AFC all made moves to be significantly better. So why stay on the bandwagon of a team that would be lucky to win a single playoff game in 2024, let alone a Super Bowl? Jump on, Houston Texans. The Texans were supposed to be in the midst of a lengthy rebuild, but rookie head coach DeMeco Ryans and his young stars had some other ideas. Rookies CJ Stroud, Will Anderson Jr., and Tank Dell turned in phenomenal rookie years. Youngsters Nico Collins, Jalen Petrie, and Derek Stingley Jr. also produced nicely to help Houston to a surprise 10-win season and AFC South Division crown. Houston defeated the Cleveland Browns in the wildcard round before falling to the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round. Still, a Final 8 appearance was nothing short of a success for the Texans. Well, the Texans should make the leap to Super Bowl contender in year 2 of the Stroud-Ryans era. They added 2 more star offensive weapons in Stephon Diggs and Joe Mixon, and 2 stud pass rushers in Daniil Hunter and Danico Autry. The Texans still feel like a team being overlooked. Such is life when you're in the AFC with the Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals, Buffalo Bills, and Miami Dolphins. So why not join the fun and hop on the bandwagon now before everybody else starts doing it? This team is loaded with young and veteran stars across the board and promises to compete in Super Bowls for years to come. Jump off, New England Patriots. Who knows how many Patriots fans outside of New England actually started cheering for this team before their dynasty began in the early 2000s? Well, if you're one of those shameless bandwagon Patriots fans, this feels like the perfect time to jump ship. Tom Brady's departure in 2020 was the beginning of the end. Bill Belichick's departure this year marked the beginning of a full-scale rebuild, too. Yes, moving on from Bill Belichick was the right call. Jared Mayo has been waiting for his first head coaching gig, and his player-friendly approach will be a nice change at Patriot Place. But this team just doesn't have enough star power or depth on either side of the ball to compete anytime soon. Building an adequate supporting cast around Drake May, this year's draft's number 3 selection, is gonna take some time. Also, they play in a division with Josh Allen's Bills, Tua Tagovailoa's Dolphins, and Aaron Rodgers' New York Jets. And that's before you mention the long list of other elite quarterbacks in the AFC. Patriots fans who started cheering them because of Brady and Belichick, this is now your chance to abort the mission and get with the new team. Jump on Los Angeles Chargers. After another year of Justin Herbert's prime being wasted, owner Dean Spanos had enough and hit the reset button. The Chargers went big game hunting and hired former San Francisco 49ers head coach Jim Harbaugh, who had just led the Michigan Wolverines to a national championship. They brought in Joe Hortiz to take over as GM, perhaps finally providing some long-term stability in the front office. The Bolts might not be a playoff team in 2024 after bidding farewell to their top offensive weapons in Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, and Austin Eckler. But trust us, folks, the short-term pain will be worth it if you're looking to become a Chargers fan. Harbaugh has had tremendous success at both the collegiate and NFL levels. He knows how to build a consistent winner, and though the Bolts are devoid of offensive playmakers and depth all over the defense, you just gotta trust that Hortiz and Harbaugh will ace the retool around Justin Herbert. It may take a year or two until the championship window opens, absolute max. But hey, might as well become a Bolts fan now before it becomes the new trend among football bandwagon fans. Jump off Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Something tells us that no NFL team garnered more bandwagon fans than the Buccaneers between 2020 and 2022. Think the GOAT Tom Brady had something to do with that? Can't blame those who jumped off the Bucs ship once Brady retired in 2023. But then Baker Mayfield became the ultimate feel-good story as TB12's replacement, putting together a career year that helped the Bucs win a third straight NFC South Division crown. Tampa then crushed the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild-card round before narrowly falling to the Detroit Lions in the divisional round. So why shouldn't you stay on the Bucs bandwagon in 2024? Well, the Atlanta Falcons feel like a safe bet to win the division after adding Kirk Cousins to their star-studded offense. Even the New Orleans Saints could rebound if Derek Carr finds his footing in this offense. The Bucs felt like underachievers last year, and we're skeptical about Mayfield repeating that success. And their leaky pass defense lost top cornerback Carlton Davis in a trade with the Detroit Lions, so good luck to Todd Bowles on fixing that up. The bottom line is that Tampa Bay will be lucky to repeat as division champs, let alone win another playoff game. Baker is an easy guy to root for after the way the Browns treated and ditched him, but the Bucs are likely going to take a step back this year. So don't get your hopes up on Mayfield baking again this year. Find another bandwagon to hop on. Jump on New York Jets. The Jets were supposed to be the fun bandwagon team last year. Remember those days? Unfortunately, Aaron Rodgers' highly anticipated arrival with the Jets was spoiled literal minutes into his debut, when the four-time MVP suffered a season-ending Achilles tear against the Bills. The Jets limped to another lackluster 7-10 finish without their new superstar quarterback. But we absolutely promise that things will be even better this season. If you didn't hop on the Jets bandwagon last year, this is now the time to do it. Rodgers is back to full strength and should return to his MVP-like form. The Jets signed another stud receiver in Mike Williams and bolstered their O-line with the additions of Morgan Moses, John Simpson, and future Hall of Famer Tyron Smith. Oh, and they used a first-round pick on Olu Fashanu to strengthen the group. The Jets already had a championship-caliber defense, and now they've added pass-rushing star Hassan Reddick to the mix. Quality QB play is all that held the Jets back in 2022 and 2023. They have a top 10 all-time NFL quarterback returning to man the offense. So believe us, year 2 of the Rodgers era should and will go much better. So the time is now to become a Jets fan if you aren't already. Jump off Cleveland Browns. The Browns were once the lovable losers of the NFL, but now that they're a consistent playoff contender, it's an awfully easy bandwagon to jump on. But we say bandwagon fans beware for this one. If you're still on the Browns bandwagon, you are just setting yourself up for disappointment. It's not a good look for quarterback Deshaun Watson that the Browns offense looked better with Jacoby Brissett and Joe Flacco in 2022 and 2023 respectively. Watson was suspended for 11 games in 2022 and missed all but 6 games last year due to injury. Given his lackluster production with the Browns this far, it's just hard to be sold on Watson being the final piece that this team needs to win a Super Bowl. And remember, the Browns play in football's toughest division. They are not on the same level as Lamar Jackson's Cleveland Browns. The Cincinnati Bengals are a better team with a healthy Joe Burrow, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will improve with the Russell Wilson, Justin Fields QB room. The Browns are another hot candidate to progress in 2024. Unless Watson turns back the clock to 2020, this team will struggle to reach the postseason again. And good luck getting through the onslaught of elite QBs in the AFC. You are really gonna need it, Browns. Jump on Washington Commanders. The Commanders were hard to root for during Dan Snyder's 24-year run as the owner, not just because they were terrible, but because a disgraced owner like Snyder simply did not deserve the satisfaction of watching a winner. Well, we're now entering year 2 of the post-Dan Snyder era, and for the first time in literal ages, the future finally looks bright for this long, struggling franchise. For starters, who doesn't want to cheer for Jaden Daniels? The 2023 Heisman Trophy winner has drawn comparisons to Lamar Jackson, though many scouts will point out that Daniels is even more polished as a passer. Heck, who doesn't want to watch a dazzling dual-threat sensation like Daniels revive a Commanders franchise? If there's one fan base that deserves a QB like this, it's Washington. New head coach Dan Quinn is another guy to root for. He is still trying to avenge the heartbreak of the Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl 51 collapse, and the guy who wears his hat backwards should flourish in his second head coaching stint following a stellar run as the Dallas Cowboys DC. Throw in character guys like Terry McLaurin, Bobby Wagner, and Zach Ertz, and this is a very fun team that should bring the energy and passion every single week. Washington probably won't be a playoff team in 2023, but you might as well hop on the bandwagon now before their rise to NFC heavyweight commences. Jump off Dallas Cowboys. I mean, what are we still doing here, folks? You folks who bandwagon jumped to the Dallas Cowboys for the simple reason that they're America's team. Why are you doing this to yourself? Why put yourself through all this unnecessary heartbreak? Look, here's the deal. The Cowboys are not going to win a Super Bowl unless Jerry Jones fires himself as GM. And guess what? He won't. The Cowboys barely made any notable offseason additions, meaning that this constantly underachieving team is nowhere close to winning a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy. Dallas does this same dance every year. They'll look like contenders in the regular season and then immediately fold once the playoffs begin. And we don't want you bandwagon Cowboys fans to get your hopes up with the whole "this is our year" thing. So heed our advice. Jump off that bandwagon and find a new team. But hey, which other NFL bandwagons should fans hop on in 2025, and which ones do you think they should jump off of? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton, and hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, well, subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.